How's everybody doing tonight? We got day 9 of the ROKR Stag Beetle. Really, this should never have gotten to day 9, but I don't think I'm going to go that late tonight, so it's going to go to day 10, not just day 9. So it looks like it's kind of built. It's missing its shell. It's missing some wings. This button doesn't work. So last night I was looking at this and it didn't work either. And it said to test it. But I did one of these before. One of these Stag. No, I did not the Stag Beetle. I did like the regular Beetle. I also have the Emperor Scorpion. Anyway, this button didn't work on the regular Beetle, and I kept going. So anyway, it didn't work last night on the stream. I checked it for off stream for like 30 minutes. It still doesn't work. But I recall from the previous one that I did, which I can just grab and show you real quick. I'll do that in a second. It didn't work until it was finally built. And I was thinking it's not going to work. It doesn't work during the testing. But then when it's all complete, it worked. Like, I don't know, maybe it closes some circuit or something. Let me grab the other one just to show you. Give me 1 second. I think this one was called Scout Beetle, and I have another one called Emperor Scorpion. So anyway, this is the Stag Beetle. This is the Scout Beetle. It's kind of dusty. That's how long ago I built it. Anyway, it works, but it didn't work like all the way through, and then it just worked on the end after it was built. So hopefully we have the same luck with the Stag Beetle. Press the button now. Nothing is happening. I think it's actually in the off position right now, but even if it was in the on position, nothing's going to happen. Yeah, nothing happens. But I think when it's finally completed, it will work. I don't remember this one having an on-off switch. Oh, it does. So what happens if I put it off? It doesn't work. Well, it's been left in on for long enough to get dusty, but I think I will keep it in off just so it doesn't ever turn on randomly. But like I said, it never did, so it's not really a fear. But anyway, just in case. So let's grab our pieces from the box and get started here. I know it takes me a while to get started lately. There used to be like 5 seconds of like time before it started. Then there was like 30 seconds. I don't know what it is now, probably like 90 seconds. And that's because I'm setting up on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter all at the same time, and I don't have it automated yet. So it just takes a little time. I'm sure that I'll get there over time. This whole thing is like a work in progress. So we'll get there. I don't know when, but we will. All right. All right, so page 18. Is that what we're up to? Let's check here. Was this page? Oh, what was that? Let me just try that again. All right. Page 2. Well, we're not on page 2. I don't know how that happened. We're on page... It says 18. What does it say? Yeah, it says 18. That's 19. 18. All right, so this is the test page that we did yesterday. Yeah, we tested that button. It didn't work. All right, but the bottom half... All right, test the claws. Okay, let's test the claws. Maybe they'll work. All right, so we actually have to add a piece, P25. I don't know if the piece is just for testing or they actually want us to add that piece. No, it's P26, not P25. It's in bag 5. Anyway, what it says here is press the steel shaft lightly with the screwdriver. Limit its position to test if claws can open and close smoothly. If they get a little stuck, operate one minute to distribute the grease evenly. If no problem, do not assemble B4 and remove the next step of disassembly. If the gear P26 also pops out to influence the test, please continue. Assemble B4 to test. Refer to the next page. We actually did this test like previously, and actually it's funny because not only did we do this test, but by spinning the gear using the screwdriver exactly as they described, but we used that as a chance to distribute the lube. So we remarkably did this already. Like, we already tested those claws. But I think they're adding a piece. I think we tested it by moving this gear in here, which we still can do, but it looks like they want us to add on this pipe here another gear that's apparently going to make things much easier. So let's add that gear. Excuse me, I apologize. All right, so this is going to be piece 104. It's actually piece P26, but the counter is now up to 104, and I see the piece. So is this bag 5? Yeah, it is. So that's definitely the piece, and then bag 5 is done. I'm not going to throw it out because I might need it to collect screws, as we've already seen when you rip those screw bags open. Those bags come in handy. There's a big spring in there that we haven't used yet. Look at the size of that spring. I don't know. I don't know when we're supposed to use it. We haven't used it yet. All right, so this little pipe here is supposed to get this. Tempted to grab needle nose pliers. Yep, I should have. I couldn't get that piece on with my fingers, and now I don't even know where that piece went. Let's shake the whole thing and see if it falls out. No, it didn't. Can anyone even see that piece? It's just like gone. I don't know where it went. Oh, I see it. Okay. Need the screwdriver to get it out. There it is. All right. So we got the piece out. For the second attempt, I'm going to use the needle nose pliers because fingers did not work, obviously. So let's try the pliers. Is there a hole at both ends? Yeah, there is. Okay. So either end will go on. It's very tiny, this thing, so oh, there's a notification. All right. If you've got any comments, put them in chat. Okay. Thank you, Finn. The notification was a heart from Finn, but if anyone posts a question in chat, we'll actually answer that on the stream. By the way, Finn, if you've probably heard the stream before, talk about electromagnet. Finn actually wrote a couple of issues that are going to be in Electromagnet 2, but I haven't gotten around to having the art created yet, so you haven't seen those issues yet. But they're good. It's very good writing. Okay, so we're supposed to spin this gear, and it's going to make those claws operate? No, spin this gear, and it makes the claws operate? There's nothing happening. I'm spinning it, and it's not moving this gear. All right. Maybe I was spinning it the wrong way? No. All right, let's try to spin the gear on its own. All right. No, it doesn't work. So we saw the gear move the claws. Not now, though. Doesn't want to move right now. I think we should get those claws moving. Let me pull that gear off. Let's make sure that we got those claws moving And then we'll put this gear back on, because maybe it was just the gears were in a weird position. Yeah, okay. Let's put them in the closed position and try again. They were like hyperextended or something. I'll put them like slightly agape or ajar or whatever. Let's try again. Putting this gear on. How did I manage this the first time? It's such a tiny little... Oh my goodness. Let's watch that on replay. Let's see. I try to put this on. And what happens here? Oh, and what goes flying? I still couldn't see it. It was like so fast. Is that replay slowed down? I probably got to play with the settings on the replay. Find out, make sure it slows down. Because I couldn't see what happened. But anyway, it flew out of picture, hit off the background, and stayed on the desk, and I just picked it up. But that was pretty wild. Alright, we got the gear on for a second time. Let's see if it moves this time. It does not. These two gears don't cooperate. Not only that, the bottom stops moving when I put this in. It's almost like something is jammed. I'm going to now try to move the gear that moves the claws, like manually, which I was doing before. But now I can't seem to do it. I think this is supposed to move this, which is supposed to move in there. But when I put this on, you can't even move the claws anymore. It's like they stop working. But I tested it before, and that gear inside of there turns, but I can't really get to it right now. Alright, let's pull the gear off again. One more time, see what's going on in there. Get down to the gear underneath just to confirm that it's working. Right. Is the gear moving? I'm looking at the nail position underneath to see if it moves with the claw or not. It should keep rotating, but it seems like it's going back and forth. But maybe that's because I'm trying to control it by the claw. Maybe if I control it by the gear itself, then it'll keep spinning round and round. Yeah, that's pretty good. That claw is working. The gear underneath is spinning. Now, how come when we put this gear on top, it doesn't transfer? You know what? I'm not sure that this outer gear is even moving at all. Maybe it's like screwed in too tight or something. Alright, let me try spinning it using the needle nose pliers. Oh, I don't think it's working. Is this gear even where it's supposed to be? Hold, I'm going to look at it real close off camera. I think this gear... Okay, it only turns one way. It only turns this way, which is fine. All right. Before I put the gear back on, let's read the instructions again. Maybe we missed something. That was a screwdriver falling. All right, press the steel shaft slightly with the screwdriver. Limit its position to test if claws can open and close smoothly. Ah, okay. They're using the screwdriver to hold it down, which actually, when I was taking a close look with my fingers, I had tendency to do that too, because this thing otherwise wants to come out of that spot that it's supposed to be in. So I think maybe when we install the top, that's going to put pressure and keep that post down. Anyway, so two things. One, that that wheel only turns, or whatever you want to call that, that spiral only turns counterclockwise. And two, we need the screwdriver to hold it down. But that doesn't explain why it wasn't turning before. It was kind of like locking up. Like as soon as we put this gear on, everything else would lock up. I'm going to try it again. Maybe if I hold this down with the screwdriver and move it only counterclockwise, maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Either way, we're going to turn the page and go to page 19 because we can't do this forever. I just launched. Ooh, and when I went to get it, it fell on the floor. All right, I got to go find that gear. All right. I can't. That was the only one of those gears, so I have to find it. Might take me a minute. I got it. Luckily, it wasn't too far away. Hopefully, we can get it on this time without screwing it up. Alright. Third time's a charm. Just clean that thing off. Alright. Needle nose pliers. Firm grip. And let's get it onto that pole right there. I know you can't even see it, but have to make sure it's on before I put any pressure or it goes flying. All right, that's on. All right, so we'll tap that in. Now here's the big thing. We got to hold this piece down with the screwdriver. And that's actually not even a perfect solution because I feel like we need to also support the underside. All right, I'm going to move this now counterclockwise, which is the only way it'll move. It's not moving. It's not moving at all. Yeah. It's not moving. All right, let's try to move this piece. The claws are moving. No. Claws are kind of jammed. Maybe it's not fully in there. I'm not sure what's the problem. Let me try moving the gear. Okay. Now let's try to figure this out. If we were moving it this way, I think this gear would move also counterclockwise. Does not want to move. It basically, instead of moving the claws, it locks the claw up. Like the claw does not move once you put that gear in. Is that gear for testing, or are we supposed to leave it in there? Well, this is going to be a disaster if this doesn't work. I'm going to look to see if they're at least like, yeah, they are. They look good. The gears look good. I don't know what the problem is. The only thing is I can't see. I can see these two. I can see like this outer one and this middle one. I can't see the one underneath. It's very dark in there. That maybe that one is not aligned. Let me try to get in there and move it like manually. I'm moving this one again counterclockwise. I think they all go counterclockwise. Does that make sense? Maybe not. I don't know if this is actually moving or I'm just like imagining it. Okay, there we go. That's the position. It's got to go all the way down there. All right, let's try it now. Okay, I got an idea. I'm going to pinch it from both sides with the needle nose pliers. And now trying to move it. Still doesn't move. I'm wondering if this gear is not in place yet. Wow. All right, well, we're going to have to move on. I can't get it done. And, you know, we can't just sit here forever playing with one piece. If it doesn't magically fix itself when we put the top on, then I'm just going to, you know, I'm just going to tear it apart at the end. But at least let's move on for now. Wow, again, they want us to test. Touch the button to test if the claws can open and close smoothly. Of course they can't. And the button doesn't even work. It could be that everything's going to magically work at the end. I don't know. All right, piece B4 we need to put on. If it still fails, please refer to the previous step. All right, I don't know. B4 is piece 105. We're just going to snap on B4. And probably nothing's going to work still, but, you know, we got to do something. We can't sit there and be stuck. I'll take it apart again at the end and look at it more closely then. Here's the B4 piece. B sheet, 4 piece. We need to nip it out with our nippers, which look suspiciously like nail clippers. They just have a slanted edge on the top that makes them nippers, not just nail clippers. Okay. So this goes on top. There's like 3 pins, I think. No, there's 2 pins. And then this third thing is, I don't know what, something else is going to connect to it, I guess. The 2 pins are actually on the claws. There's probably going to be more going on in a bit, but for now, we're just going to pinch those claws down with this B4 piece. it's not going in, which indicates that we've got some serious problems. Like these are not at the right width. Like, how is that possible? I can get the left side on, but not the right. Can't tell if it's like, in what way is it not correct? Alright, let's try getting the right side first, on first, and then go for the left side. I think that's working. Yeah, that worked. I don't know why that worked. I pulled them both off. When I tried to get the back on, I pulled them both off. But anyway, yeah, that works. Putting on the right side first, for some reason works, but this thing doesn't stay on. I don't know what on the back needs to go on, but whatever it needs to do, I guess it's not doing it. But there's the two pins, they're through. But the side is so far from where it needs to be. I think there's something back here that's not going in. Wow, now I can get the back on, but not the front. I think it's that same piece that we were just trying to push down a minute ago. It's like bar in here. It's kind of blocking the way. Alright, let's get it started and hope that the next instruction involves using screws to tighten the back end. And if it doesn't, we'll struggle with it some more. Trying to do it by hand. Alright, let's next rotate counterclockwise to separate the part from the base. What? Remove B4 from the position shown in the figure. Skip this step if it didn't assemble. Separate the wing from the leg assembly. Refer to the figure right after disassembly. What the hell do they want us to do? They want us to take this apart after we've spent all this time putting it together? So 2, 3, 4. Where's 1? Okay, there's no 1. Starts with 2. 2. 3, 4. I have no idea what's going on this section of this page. Disassembly. Rotate counterclockwise, separate the part from the base. Remove B4, skip the position. Separate from the leg assembly. So they want us to take this apart? Like, why? Why would they want us to do that? I'm going to hold off on that until we see why they're asking for that. They're asking us disassembly. I don't know why they would want us to do that. Oh, okay, to put the wings on. Okay. Alright, so maybe we will disassemble it. Screw the wings on. Why did they have us assemble it? And then just to disassemble it? Like, what was the point of that? And they want even the middle taken off? Why do they want that? Alright, so we put them together. Put the wings on. That was... Okay. Alright. This is, And then we put it back on? Like several pages later? This is so stupid. Okay, alright. We're gonna do what they say. It just really feels like they're having us undo everything we just did. Which, like, why? Why they want to undo everything we did? Like, they want us to take the wings out of here. Didn't we screw them on? We put 2 screws in here. They're not coming out. Yeah, we put 2 screws through the bottom. It's not coming out. I just want to go back and show you when we put the screws in. So the first time that we put this together, like okay, is this the first time we put it together? So we put it in there. Put it in the base. Put the legs on. Put it in the base. Yeah, I'm not seeing the screws going through the bottom, but I could have swore we did put some screws in there. Maybe not. Maybe we didn't. All right, let's take it apart. Maybe we can take this apart. Maybe that's fine. I feel like it's like a stupid thing to do, but no, we did put screws in there. So are we supposed to take those screws out? Disassembly. Rotate. Remove B4 from the position. Separate the wing from the leg assembly. Refer to the figure on the right after disassembly. Yeah. Yeah, they want us to unscrew this. Why? I don't know why they would want this, but okay, we'll do it. So what was the point of all that testing? It's like now we're going to unscrew everything anyway. Wow. Stupid. I don't know, it seems crazy to me. And now I feel like I have to continue until we get this back together because we're taking it apart. And if I stop the stream now, then it's going to end up like less put together than it was when we started the stream, which will be like a fail in a sense. Even if we are technically doing what they say. And what if I strip this screw? Then it's going to be impossible to take it apart. I say that because it's not turning yet. Yeah, it's not coming out. Is there a screw in there? There is. There is a screw in there. All right. Okay. That's definitely in there. I'm putting pressure on both sides. The screw either comes out or it's broken. It's broken. I'll tell you, it doesn't look broken. When I look closely in there, it looks like it still can be removed. But when I screw it, nothing happens. Yeah, that's not coming out. So I'll put the other one back in and hope that it's not too important, this disassembly. Because if it is, we're not going to be able to do it. Or we're going to have to break that screw, and then, which will probably be fine. It'll just be one less screw. Wow, that one went in so easy. All right. What's next? All right, attach. All right. We're up to segment 7 now. We're going to add piece B7 and D1 to B4. So that's 106 and 107. So B7 and D1. Pay attention to D1's direction. All right. That's B7 right there. I don't know what's going to work on this. It's like, seems like everything's not working lately. All right, but anyway, we'll keep trying. All right, so pop that in there. The B7 goes into the B4. And then on the back, the D1 goes into the B4, and they're like, give us instructions. Be careful with the direction. All right. Is this it? Yeah. This is it, this little piece. 3 nip points on that little piece. I don't know how we're going to be careful of direction. Can barely even see this thing. All right, there's a little line here. I think the line faces towards the front. Yeah, you can see there. If you can see there, you can see it, right? It's like a little line there. I mean, it's only going to go in. You have to line it up correct or it's not going to go in. So if it goes in, you did it right. You can't, it's not going to work if you do it wrong. There's a QC point. All right, now add the wings, A5 and A6 with 2 screws, 2 P28 screws. So that's 4 pieces. Oh, that's nice. 111. So today was Veterans Day, 11/11, and we've got 111 pieces right at this point. So that's nice. Just checking. Okay. All right. So A5, A6. These are obviously these 2 pieces, but I'm just looking for the numbers. Anyway, yeah, there's 5, there's 6. Okay. So let's nip these out, put them on. So far, I don't see the point of removing this. It's only if we were going to also separate these 2 pieces, which we couldn't. We could if we, pull out that screw with a, I don't know what, a drill. I'm not sure how to get that. We got to strip the screw in there, or maybe just a screw that won't move. And we can't get that screw out. So we're hoping that we don't actually need to separate those 2 pieces. If we do, I'll revisit. All right, now we need 2 P28s, which I moved all the P28s to bag 1. All right, there's 2 of them. Now, where do these screws go? All right. I can't really tell from that picture where the screws go, but I don't know. I'm sure it'll make sense when we just like pick this up and take a look at it. All right, so A6 on one side, A5 on the other. Pick up this main piece, and there's where they're going to attach. There's the screw hole. All right, and there's a little something that goes into that attachment point. And look for the screw hole, obviously. So these wings are going to be like permanently raised. They actually will stay even without the screws, but they say screws, so we're going to put in screws. I can't really even see the screw hole, but where'd it go? Yep, that was a fail. Let's try this again. The screws are so tiny. They're like impossible to deal with. Where even is the screw hole? Oh, there it is. Wow. Every time I go to start it, the screw turns sideways. Luckily, that magnet holds it there. All right, let me just try another angle. Maybe I could see a little better. I'm just studying this one to understand where the screw hole is. All right, there it is. All right. That was like the least necessary screw so far. And there's another one coming up. I mean, who really cares if these wings, they're not mechanical in any way. They're just sitting here. And the way they're sitting, they're held in by both tension and gravity. And now they're going to be tension, gravity, and a screw. So I don't know why this least important piece has the most catches. Maybe because people might pick it up by the wings, and even though they'd be stupid for doing so, they don't want to, the puzzle designers don't want to get blamed, don't want to get like feedback like, oh, you pick it up by the wings and the wings come off. Like, don't pick it up by the wings. But anyway, I guess they want to make it idiot proof, if that's a polite term these days. I'm not sure. Don't want to make it so idiots can use it. So they foolproof it? No, they're making it so fools can use it. Why are they marketing their toy to fools? Anyway, now the screws are going to stay in. And the wings are going to stay on. By the way, that was all page 19. So let me just leave it here for a second. Say we did segment 7 on page 19. We added B7 and D1 and A5 and A6 all to the B4 piece. The A5 and A6 also got screws. Now we're moving on to page 20. Something we're going to mess around with the wings. Please arrange the wires in the order as shown. You got to be shitting me. They want us to go back and play with the wires again. So like when we played with the wires before, it was like temporary. Avoid blocking the hole. Those wires are not currently accessible unless we take this out, which we couldn't because one of those screws was stripped. All right. Arrange the wires, avoid blocking the hole. Well, let's just hope the hole isn't blocked, I guess. Insert wires as shown. I don't understand what they're even showing here. Do they want the wires to come through this? There's no wires here. Is there like another set of wires that we didn't install yet? Oh, yeah, there are. Okay. All right. Yeah, there was a spring too, right? All right, so... All right, P11 is this wire. And then P22 is a screw that's in bag 4. Are there any screws left in bag 4? Nope, only if they're gold. Is P22 a gold screw? It is. P22 is a gold screw. Okay. All right. So 2 more pieces. 113. The gold screw P22 and P11, which is this thing. So that's why we need to take this apart. Because the other place to attach this cable is on the underside. Well, let's wait till we get to that. But I'm pretty sure it's on the underside of this piece, so it's going to have to be detached. But for now, let's just work with the current issue, which is attaching this P11 to B4 using a P22, which is a gold screw, in bag 4. All right, let's do it. All right, there's our pieces. Now, what do they want to do? All right, look at this. Don't block the hole. I see a little gripper there. I see a hole there. And we got this tiny little circuit board here. Okay. Apparently, somewhere in the middle of those wires is a screw hole. Yeah, I can see it. There's a screw hole in there. It's kind of like tiny, but it's there. So I guess this screw goes in the screw hole. Well, that failed. Alright, 0 for 2. I don't know where the screw is. There it is. Get the needle nose pliers. Try again. Well, 0 for 3. Struck out. Alright, new approach. I'm gonna go perpendicular with the pliers. I'm gonna grip them real tight. I got my finger gripped. Okay. You know, it's easier to go from the other side. But we're supposed to go from this side. Do I need to screw it in? It seems like it doesn't want to go in otherwise. Oh, it went in. All right, it's between the wires. It's in there. Now, where does it attach? I think if we look at the picture. All right, all the way at the end. So if we put it all the way at the end, that's the circle, right? It's the same idea. So all the way, and there's the screw hole right there. So let's get it onto the screw driver. Get the screw onto the screwdriver and in for the screw hole, which is an impossibly small target that we somehow got on the first attempt. Okay, that was nice. Wow. Was that luck or was there something guiding it in there? Anyway, we got it on the first attempt. I think I might have screwed down the black wire. Trying to get it undone right now. Okay. In the process of getting it undone, it became a little loose. So we're going to screw it down again. Is it in that hole or not? Why is it like suddenly loose? Seeming to be loose. It was nice and tight when we had pinched the black wire. Now when I'm redoing it, it doesn't want to stay down. Alright, there's a little like something here. Like a little gripper. And I think that's where they want the wires to go. Like into that little gripper. Yeah, there we go. Like just something to hold on to the wires. Only one of them is currently in. The black one is not. The yellow one is. The black one is not. I'm trying to get the black one in. Okay. It's in. Now I'm just making sure it's feeding all the way through. Alright, that's good. I think we did that. So, screw there. Slip wires in there. This is here. Alright, what's next? Right, we do have to take apart the assembly because obviously, although they don't show the connection on this page, I'm sure they'll show it on the next connection. Next page, yes, obviously we need to make that connection. So We need to get these two pieces separated, even though one of those screws is stripped and it won't come out. We have to somehow get it done. Like, failure is not an option kind of situation. It's weird because the first one comes out so easy. But then the second one is the problem. It's not catching at all. Well, it's not happening. Let's try the pliers. Could try breaking the screw, but we might break other stuff in the process. It looks like the screw is still good. I don't know why it won't come out. I'm going to use a fatter screwdriver. Is the screwdriver bad? Let's check that. Well, the screwdriver is definitely not good. Let's see if we can fit this one in there. Nope. I got one more screwdriver to try. Somewhere in here, there's like a little blue screwdriver. I got 2 more to try. I got 3 more to try. One of these things is gonna work. That one's so small. I've probably been saving the screwdrivers from every time. I don't know why I need that empty bag. I probably saved more stuff than I need. But there's definitely some other screwdrivers to try, but they might just strip this thing even worse. Let's try the smallest one first. I can't tell if it's working or not. This thing is so freaking tiny. Nope. No progress. Alright, let's try this one. Yep. It's probably our best bet. It's not catching. It's too big. The one that comes with the kit is so small. You think I could just pull it off? And it'll just like strip the whole thing? Can't believe this. Did I put it in too tight? Like, what's the problem? It's not happening. I don't think there's any way to make that data connection without getting this piece out. So it has to come out. It's amazing. The screw will not turn. Alright, let's try to break it. I feel like the plastic's going to break instead of the screw. And then I'm going to be screwed. Pieces started coming apart, but not in a good way. Wow, what is going on here? And maybe it is going to come out. Alright, so what's the deal? That screw never worked in the first place? How is this possible? Alright, I don't know how that's possible. I guess that screw just goes in there. I guess it's just, it doesn't spin, but it sits on it. Basically, that screw is still there. It didn't turn, but it didn't prevent me from removing the piece. So, we're still alive. Now, what do we got to do? We got to put the B4 on that piece. But it's weird because we no longer have the pins that it sits on. So, how do we put it on? Confused. All right, let's take a close look. All right, there's two somethings. They're like little bumps or something. And they're going to line up from one to the other. I'm not sure what those two pieces are. All right, I think I got it. All right. These two holes. Right? 1, 2. Do you even see that? There's some electronic thing there. 1, 2. Those two holes, I think, are going to go onto these things right here. So let's see if we can make that happen. No, that's not right. Well, maybe it is right if you spin it around. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so it's like the front of this goes to the back of this. Wow. Did that just pop right on? Wow, I think it did. So after all that like fussing and studying, it just popped on first attempt. And now we have to put the, have to go to the page 22. Oh, we again were behind on the pages. All right, so page 22, we have to make that connection. So the end with the connectors goes down. When I was doing the ROKR 3D pinball, there was someone in the chat, I think his name was like Dwayne Allgood or something like that, and he was watching me do it, and he'd already done the puzzle, and like anything that I did wrong, he would like tell me right away, so it wouldn't become like a big problem later. I feel like I need that on this. Even though I've already done the Scout Beetle, you would think the Stag Beetle would be no problem, but Not the case. Look at that. What I even had together just fell apart. Is that on the right spot or not? Feels like it is, but it came apart a minute ago when I tried to put this in. Alright. Hook the piece in. The wire. Get the wire in. Is there like a shorter way to get this wire here? No, that'll reach. That'll reach. We just gotta line it up. Can't seem to line it up. You know what? What if I put it in first and connect it second? Make the connections on the back second. Now that's probably a bad idea. I think I had it in the wrong spot. I don't know. I'll just try it again. Seems like it reaches, but every time I go to put it in, I can't actually get it to go in. Finally, it went in. Although the cables are not where they're supposed to be. Not that it matters, I'm just going to push it in. I'm sure those cables will be fine. They're supposed to be in here, but after that many attempts, I don't want to take any more attempts. Alright, do we put this back together now? I think we do. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, let's put this back together. Actually, we're not putting this back together yet. They want us to play around with this. Which I don't get. Isn't that going to make it like more difficult to put it back together? Yeah, they want us to add this B6 to the back here, but I feel like that's going to make it tougher to add this later. I don't know. I guess they know what they're doing. Let's add B6. I twisted it out. I got no time for those nippers. Alright, drop that in there. Alright, B6 brings us to 114. This is actually page 23. Alright, what next? Before assembly, make sure the long gear is engaged. Well, yeah, now we can get to the gear. Let's see if it's working. It's not, by the way. But at least we can test things now. Let's test the claw. It's not happening. Claw is not happening. How about with this pinch down? Still not happening. Alright, let's take this out and see if we can move the claw. We can move the claw. So why doesn't it work when we drop this in? Oh, now it works. So how about from here? I think it was only working because this wasn't down far enough. Well, it seems like the claw now works, but it doesn't move this, which means that it's not really working. All right. Looking very closely, I took it off camera to look very closely, and everything is lined up. So I'm just going to hope that it works when I turn it on. All right. That's the end of page 23. Page 24. All right. We finally put in this back together. 4 connectors. All right. What are we doing here? Before assembly, please arrange wires again with the wires. All right. Assemble 8 screws into the shadow holes. Oh, finally, we're actually going to screw it together this time. All right. I think we already counted 2 of those screws the first time we used them. And frankly, I'm not sure there are 8. I'll just count the screws as I put them in. It's so dark in there. It's like the top piece like covers up the bottom piece, and then I can't tell if it's lined up or not because it's so dark. Like, did that go in? I see one of the pieces, but not the other one. I don't know if it's like misaligned. Yeah, look. The second one's coming out here, which is obviously incorrect. Well, that was weird. Why? How that even was possible to line it up like that? I remember the first time we did this, it wasn't easy either. So, all right, I felt like something went in. Where did it go in? It's correct. You can see the 2. You can see the 2 gold spots, so that's now correct. So we should be able to push that in a little further even. There's a lot to click together. All right, that screws are a waste. We can't do that one. Let's try to do the other 3. Hope they catch something. And then we also need to hold the top, like the B4 to the bottom piece. I feel like we need screws holding that together as well. Hmm. Just want to get one of these screws in before I start going for some new areas. Good. That's in. Now it says there's 8 of these. Oh, where's the top? Oh, we still don't have... Oh, I guess it doesn't have a top. These wings are like an implied top. But here, I feel like I want to put a screw in here to get the top and bottom together. Is that a thing? Is there a screw that's going to do that? Oh, I don't even have the top posts on. Let's get those on. We had that before. It's tougher now because it's like everything's hooked together. Wow. It's not on. This thing is not together. It's not even close. I wonder what else is falling apart inside when I'm trying to get these pins to go through. And we had them before the big disassembly that apparently was necessary. Wow. What a crap. Oh, it went on right after I said that. Didn't like being called crap. One side went on. The other side's still not on. Yeah, now both sides are on. Or is it? Yeah, no, both sides are on. Alright, I'm going to pinch them together and try to get a screw in there. I don't even know if there's a screw hole there. It's like so dark I can't see. Alright, let's get all the screws out. Okay. I think I got out more than screws there, but anyway. What do they call these shadow holes? Oh, because you can't see them? Because they're in the shadows? Maybe. It's definitely how I feel about them. They call them shadow holes, and I kind of feel like I can't see them. They're in the shadows, so maybe that's the correct name for them. Alright, let's try to get one of these done. It's not going to happen. It's like so far away. It's happening. Let's get the other side in. I'd rather have both sides half down than like one side on and one side off. Alright, let's get that pinched and get a screw in there. I mean, once we get both sides half down, we can get them both sides full down. But I just mean I want to get them both half before I go for either one of them full. Where is the screw hole? There it is. I think we got it. Now this side's falling out. Gotta somehow get both sides. Alright, I'm gonna go for the full on this side. And then go for the full on the other side. What do you think? Is that going through? This one definitely not. Every time I squeeze one side, the other side pops out. I'm going to end up stripping these and then they're going to be useless. Alright. We did what we could. We put in 2 more screws. Now they want, what is this? B13 and B14 go on top of those posts. Okay, fine. We can do that. You really want that done? We'll do it. So 2 more pieces. 118. Page 24. Which one is which? The gold one is 13, and 14 is the 14 is the silver one. And they go the silver one on the right and the gold one on the left. They just go on those posts that stick through the top. But if you didn't get those screws in, then those posts don't stick through the top. Okay. Oh, stuck into my finger. Doesn't want to stay on. Wow. I'm not going to go looking for it. It's only on one side. All right. 1 and 2. D2 and P15. So this is funny. The spring, I'll show you if I can find it right. So that spring just goes around this piece. This piece is D2. And the spring is P15. Also known as the only spring. So just use the spring. Just find the spring and that's it. Use the spring. So there's the spring. You just wrap the spring. Not even wrap. You thread D2 through the spring. So the spring, I think, is just like an aesthetic. And then you drop it into... Where do you drop this in? Somewhere in this back here. Oh, okay. You see there's a circle there? Let's to aim for the circle. So there's an open circle, and that's where you drop in this D2. And then you can work on threading the spring through. You know what? I feel like I need to drop it in first and put the spring on second. Otherwise, it's like I can't push on it. I end up just pushing the spring. All right, needle nose pliers. That's going to be our answer, right? I can't do it. I'm going to take the spring off. Got to get this in first and put the spring on second, I think. So the only way my fingers can do it. I'll just knock the whole top off. It's in. That was way more annoying than it needed to be for a piece that I don't even understand. All right, now I'm trying to get the spring back on. Is it just supposed to look cool, like a spring? Like, is it supposed to be a part of a Beetle? What part? Oh, that's it. It's on. Okay. I don't know. There's the little candy cane, lucite or plastic or whatever, and there's the spring is on it. It makes it look a little like fancier. All right. Is this the last piece? 121, A12. Well, it's the only piece left, so I guess we're done after this piece. A12. Where does A12 go? All right. Probably unsurprisingly, A12 goes there. But will it, like, fit there? It looks like the hole is bigger than the piece. And why is this guns, by the way? Is there like some tiny thing that sits in this Beetle? Or is this Beetle actually huge and there's like people sit in it like a tank? Confused. It's unclear to me, the Beetle, the Stag Beetle mythology. This is clearly a gun. So, like, who is operating this gun? It doesn't fit, by the way. The very last piece doesn't fit. Maybe I'm misunderstanding how it's... Maybe it goes around this? No, it goes in there. Face towards the back. Drop in there. No, face towards the front. The gun face towards the front. That makes sense. Face towards the front. It's like not tall enough or something. Can you believe the last piece doesn't fit? Oh, now it fits. All right. Are we done with this thing? Page 25. Yeah, we're done. So I guess tonight's the last night. This thing is done. I don't think it works, but it's done. It's not going to go any better. All right. It's on. Something fell off. Well, I hope it wasn't something important. Oh, it was that last piece that we just put on. I guess that didn't stay on very well. Let's try that again. Right. Turn on. Press button. Nothing happens. All right. So it could be that the batteries are dead. I'll take a look offline. And if I get it working, either by fixing it or by adding batteries, then I'll show it at the beginning of tomorrow's episode. But tomorrow we're going to be working on something else because we're done with this. But if I get it working, which could be as easy as changing the batteries, then we're going to take a look tomorrow. But until then, this is it. This is what we got. Kind of a failure compared to the Stag Beetle, the Scout Beetle, which worked. This one doesn't. I feel like taking the batteries from the Scout Beetle. Anyway, I'll take a look, and if we can figure it out, we will. This thing just came out of the claw. Okay. Kind of a fail. Sorry, but I'll try to fix it. I'm John Rapp. This is Just Rest Your Eyes. Good night, and see you tomorrow.